Welcome back, everybody. Short break. We love this.
Quick game again.
Yeah.
Complexity looking very confident there in their matchup, just taking out Planet Dog in a quick 2-0. First game, a little bit shaky, a little bit more even. Second game, very, very rapid succession.
Super snappy. But that's that series done. Out of the way. Complexity 2-0 themselves through into the next part of the group stage.
And we're in the final series of the day.
Yeah, and it's only midday here. I was expecting to finish at like 3-4 p.m.
Honestly insane how many games we've covered in this amount of time. And how fast they've been. So we're here with SGE Sports. We did cast them earlier today when they went up against VP, I believe, right?
Yeah. They got handled.
But that's VP, you know, like VP that's a tough team.
So solid team, yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty okay at the Dota game. Now,
relatively skilled players.
Now they're going up against ViCi Gaming, though. Also no pushovers. They're definitely a capable team in their own right. I would say they're definitely the favorite in this matchup.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how they're going to approach this. The first pick, Elder Titan, already coming out from ViCi Gaming. And we're going to see what kind of response we have. The Darkseer being played.
Immediately into the Clockwork. So
this feels familiar.
Did they have the exact same? It wasn't the Sand King Darkseer, right?
No,
that was TNC.
Yeah, they were the ones playing the Darkseer Clockwork.
Yeah.
And TNC, I believe, played the Sand King with it. All right.
So they've got that aggressive dual lane going. Worth pointing out, SG did drop that best of one to VP, while ViCi Gaming had the ViCi Thunder matchup. The brother-sister team, or whichever way you want to look at it. And
Thunder are strong right now.
Yeah. Coming off of a pretty decent win, right?
3-0 in the grand finals of Galaxy Battles. Obviously, quite a few teams pulled out of Galaxy Battles, to be fair.
But against EG.
But against EG, still not bad at all. And they did look really strong.
And they beat a Tinker as well.
Yeah.
It's got to feel good.
And it's always kind of funny, the whole, who's the B team in the organization? It's like, we took you out?
Yeah, I mean, I always go back to MVP Phoenix and MVP Hot Six when I think of that kind of situation, because there was that period where, you've got the up and down when Hot Six had like Forever and Jirax and Phoenix had QO.
Right,
kind of back and forth, but it's super cool when you have teams scrimming against each other, It's valuable.
Yeah. It's very valuable to have two teams that are under the same organization. It kind of... sometimes there's not that much feeling of family between the teams, perhaps. But when there is, it's really beneficial for both of them. They can, further their chances in tournaments and really learn from each other. Anyway, we have distracted for long enough. We've advanced here in the ban phase. We see Puck and Terrorblade being removed, and also Shadow Fiend being removed. Just respect to the old Darkseer Clockwork situation, of course.
Speaking of respect, there's an Arc Warden ban as well. SG Constabile is very strong on the Arc Warden, even though he wasn't able to topple VP.
Well, when you're laning against no one on Puck, and no one...
and three other heroes.
I think no one is the player that everyone is going to mention. If you're asking for who's the strongest laner, like who's a scary guy to go up against in the top scene, people respect his abilities on the lane. Give him a hero like Puck, which obviously one of the best heroes to really put mechanical skill to use. And then it's also a good matchup against Arc Warden, because you just face shift the Spark Wraith. You're not supposed to win that. You're not supposed to win. All right.
Well,
anyway, Clockwork.
Second phase of picks now for ViCi.
Witch Doctor. Yeah. We saw this combination. This is exactly what they drafted before, right? Didn't they pick Witch Doctor with Clockwork?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right. So, very similar. Obviously, there can't really be an Arc Warden, at least.
Not this time.
Yeah.
But they can... they can't go for the Lycan either, because they had the Lycan and the Arc Warden last time, so they have to completely change up their two real big cores for SG, so...
Yeah, but it's still such a solid foundation that you have here. The Darkseer, Clockwork, and Witch Doctor. You have plenty of team fights. You have good stunts, good disables. You have good catch for when the enemy is split pushing. And, you scale fairly well with these heroes as well. They're not necessarily weak in the late game. Definitely
doesn't kind of pigeonhole you into any kind of strategy or anything like that. Just good all-round laners. And you can put these supports into a multitude of setups. You can have the 2-1-2, 2-2-1, have a safe lane solo.
Yeah, and we saw Witch Doctor being played in multiple different ways, even during just this day of casting alone. We've seen the max heal build, the max Maledic build. Not really a fan of the max heal that Arman was doing, but, point still stands. You can play him in so many ways. Oracle.
Ooh.
This is kind of warning that there might be a Huskar around the corner, because Huskar against Darkseer, not an uncommon pick, and Oracle, of course, he is scary with a hero like that.
Red flags, klaxons, horns all going off, like Huskar.
You don't typically just see an Oracle on his own. He's a combination hero. You want to see him together with something. Huskar is pretty much the hero that you pair him up with.
I mean, we used to see Oracle picked against Darkseer just because, purging off Iron Shells and Surge and being able to hold them in place. But
people don't do that quite so often anymore.
For sure.
Because of the mana costs. The mana cost changes on Oracle is what kind of pushed him out of relevance. So now it's mostly just played with combinations. Else, I would be happy to say that, okay, you can purge off the Iron Shell, but I believe there's more to it.
His Lady Phase got nerfed pretty heavily.
Yeah, because even if you purge off the Iron Shell off the Clockwork, then what? New Iron Shell gets reapplied by Darkseer, and they keep running at you.
It's like, okay, 2/3 of your mana pool's gone. Congrats, I'm going to come back with another Iron Shell. See you later.
Yeah.
But one cool thing I think they can do here is something along the lines of Fortune's End channeling on someone, toss that someone in onto a target so the Fortune's End lands on them, then you've got like an Echo Stomp with a Spirit. They've got some sick combo plays here potentially for ViCi Gaming, but do they go for it? No, it's the DP,
combo,
the classic Chinese combo, the DP Oracle.
That one spread quite a bit as well. It's been used a lot in Europe as well. It's been a scary pick that some teams really fell in love with it and have been playing it more than others. But of course, the amount of heal that you get out of the Exorcism is just ridiculous. And the Spirit Siphons, it's impossible to kill the DP if she has the False Promise on her. So just get on the Oracle. Clock is pretty good for that. Juggernaut can be really good at it if he gets a Shadow Blade or something like that, or Blink Dagger even. So they need to find a way to get to the back line. Elder Titan and Oracle are really good targets to kill. Meanwhile,
we're still unsure, I feel, about this ET and Tiny, where they're heading.
Yeah, exactly. The Tiny could still very well just be the carry going up against the Darkseer. You have the power to deny and last hit at the same time, which is not bad. But they could also pick another carry against it if they want.
And I guess that's if we're assuming DP's mid, because we've also seen the kind of precedent of safe lane DP be set quite recently as well.
I don't like that one against Darkseer and Clock, though. Even though she can steal life from them, they can easily just run away and then get back on her again. It's better if you're able to run the enemy down, but since they have the Surge and Power Cogs, it's not that easy to run them down.
Fair enough.
So she's guaranteed to be mid. The Tiny, I think, will be safe lane. Since they picked the Tiny after the Darkseer and Clock was revealed, I feel this is their tool to deal with those two heroes.
Okay. Well, final ban now. SG are likely looking for their final mid-hero here for Costabile, but we'll see which avenue they decide to go down. Outside of the Arc Warden, you're looking at Medusa, Broodmother, a bit of Lina here and there, but SG have this kind of weird and wonderful hero pool that they like to play around with. Tinker is the ban out from ViCi Gaming. It took them a while to get to that conclusion and take it out, but a hero that they could not have dealt with by any means. Tiny ET, the catch that they have, not really the best at finding Tinker in the trees, as Faceless Void comes out from ViCi Gaming.
That's so solid. I mean, that adds the whole Chronosphere into Split Earth combo with the Elder Titan. But on top of that, very easy to land Chain Silences after the Chronosphere is over with the DP. She has a massive silence AoE. And of course, you can also toss people into a Chrono, which is always cute. So yeah, they have a few combos. And I really like the way... There's also one more combination that I think is just a neat little mechanical trick. Well, not a trick really, but Oracle can heal the Void and he just time walks. So you don't need to W him, which is always a fun interaction.
That's a nifty little thing you can do. Well, SG, this hero has to win them the draft up against a DP, against a Faceless Void, against an Oracle to save them all. I mean, from South American teams, from, thinking historically back against DP, against Void, you'd think like a hero like Lina would come in, but we just don't see that hero picked at all anymore.
No, Lina is impossible to play in this current meta, I'm going to go out and say, because of the simple reason that the position 4s that are being played right now are making it impossible, right? You have Earth Spirit, you have Tusk, you have Clockwork, you have even sometimes Tinies.
She's just so squishy,
it's
right?
impossible. You die to every single gank.
Because you don't feel like you want to itemize into 4 staff or a glimmer cape or anything.
Even at TA7, we saw Lina being played a little bit, and she just got ganked and destroyed over and over. And I believe it was Newbie, I think, who played Lina. They picked it for SEC, and they told him, like, you're going to have a hard time mid, but we're going to focus on the other lanes. This was from, like, the true side, I think.
Yeah.
And he just got killed, like, 6 times in a row.
Geez.
And there was nothing he could do. It's like, okay, you're just dead.
I TP to lane, I Dragon Slave once, I get a creep, and then I die.
Oh, yeah. It's like Lina does not have any way of surviving, which is an issue.
So Brewmaster, in fact, comes out here.
Yeah, that's a pretty good hero against Void in general. The whole Drunken Haze is also good against any of their right clickers later on, Void and Tiny. And some level of control is being added when you have Brew in the team fights. But they really rely heavily on this Juggernaut to have a super good game. And this is Costabil playing his Juggernaut.
This is it definitely feels like they've ramped everything up to kind of put this Juggernaut on the pedestal. He's up at the top. He's the one true core, while everyone else is a noisemaker in this game.
They still have the potential to go for the Radiance build on Brewmaster, which is really strong. If you can get that level of farm, if he gets protected farm.
40R has picked Clockwork.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know if they're swapping for cosmetics here. I think that might be what happened, because they have different cosmetics. So we'll see if they do the swap back. I believe that's what's going to happen. I mean,
there we go.
It's fully possible. They swapped back already, so now they're not going to keep the cosmetics. I like the way they swapped it around. Do it again, guys.
Cheeky.
Yeah. I mean, we do this all the time in my team, because my mid player can't afford Arcanas.
Oh, really? Fund him!
I don't want to give him my Arcana spell. I'll give them every game.
Just
I can do that.
Just drop a line to your old buddy.
Yeah. If you want to give Stormstormer Legion Arcana, he desperately needs one.
Going out to everyone on Facebook Live. Stormstormer requires Arcana. It's fine.
Yeah.
So what do we have? Liposa Clockwork indicating off lane there. Theolacor has picked up the Darkseer. I wonder if they'll swap themselves around again. It's been a long while since I've seen them support Darkseer, but the only reason that worked ever was Iron Talon, where, I beg, who was it? I think it was TNC in my head that ran a support Darkseer, started bot lane in like an aggro dual lane, then put Iron Shell on mid-Ember, then went top, put Iron Shell on someone else, just finding kills with Iron Shell all the time. But
I mean, you could basically jungle any single hero in the patch of Iron Talon.
Yeah, true.
There was also the golden patch where you could Iron Talon and Quelling Blade. That was
very true.
Balance. So good.
You can still battle Fury Quelling Blade now, right?
You can.
Yes.
Yes. They do work together, which is sometimes worth doing if you play Anti-Mage for sure. If you play TB or Spectre and you're buying it or whatever. People don't tend to buy the extra Quelling Blade, from what I've seen.
Not worth.
I've never, even Envy and RTC, who are pretty much the two ones that I would look towards doing that, because they're efficiency freaks, I do not see them doing it, so I believe it's not quite worth it then. So
Young 11 Tiny, this guy is probably one of the most aggressive players on any hero you'll ever see. I would not be surprised to see him just get into the creep wave, maybe die a couple of times, but he's going to put the pressure on the safe lane for sure, as he'll likely have a little bit of help from Lanham's ET to start things off.
Yeah.
So what are we looking at? Ori on the DP heading mid, which leaves Paparazzi on the Void and Fenrir on this Oracle, as wondering what's going on with his pause.
I mean, Void has very good base damage, so pairing him up for sure against the whole Iron Shell scenario is quite good, because he can go in, get a last hit real quick, and get out again. Downside with Tiny, if you don't have your tree grab up, then it takes forever to get the right click off. You're going to stand there and take Iron Shell damage for a long time before you actually back out. But yeah, we see both teams moving out. No ward is heading north from SG, so probably not offlane warding. We'll see. Actually, Clockwork making the run now. He is smoked up and he has boots, so
let's get rolling.
Heading towards mid.
So they did swap in the end then. Darkseer Liposa, Everything's back to normal.
Yeah,
very.
It was cosmetic swaps.
Very
I recognize cosmetic swaps when I see them. You know, people used to do this for mind games, but nowadays it's just, oh, I want
Who
that.
has the best items?
I want that sword. Oh, here we see people running into each other, but
Smoke
Jug
on
is going to be
smoke.
fine.
Yeah, he's got spent.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way they're going to kill anyone there. And the winners out of this is a little bit SG, because they didn't have everyone down here, so they're able to get wards down on the rest of the map without ViCi having any knowledge, whereas SG are pretty aware that they were down here. Everyone was down here.
I know there's going to be a ward down here somewhere as well.
Yeah,
but
they're pinging the lane. They didn't. They saw the Darks here dancing around on the lane, so they're maybe expecting that there was a ward up there, but that's not the case.
Fenrir taking the correct path, not walking down into the river to face up against Darkseer and Brew.
Yeah.
So as things stand, it looks like it might just be 3 bounty runes going the way of the South Americans there as they pick them up one by one. Brewmaster gets the double as Darkseer looking for this little drag across of the creep wave. Is there anything here that they can do to stop this?
Not quite, no. He has too much armor, 7 armor. He doesn't get every single creep though, so that's a little bit fortunate for them. They're gonna slow him, they're gonna hit him a little bit. They have boots on their Elder Titan. And he's probably gonna body block him. Like, try and do something. Oh, the stop is actually gonna connect.
Nice.
So they can stop it.
Very well played.
And meanwhile, they're holding the creeps away, so it doesn't
They're
go on
going
the
for
tower.
the kill here, Wagga. They're going for the kill here. Lanham's in
Yeah,
with
they
a couple
got
of punches, and Leposo's dead. Fenrir gets the first blood.
Didn't think that Lanham would get close enough, but with those boots, he was there in time.
Really nicely played. Now, Young 11, this is what I was talking about. He is up in the enemy creep wave. He is pressuring the Juggernaut. Will get spun down here inside the cogs as well. But he's going to get himself out. Pushed back away.
Fine.
And he's alive. I don't know if he's fine, but he's alive.
I mean, that's fine. That's
He pops the
definition.
salve.
He's fine by definition that the creep wave is pushing. I don't care if he dies or not. I look more. did he manage to
Equilibrium.
achieve? Did he manage to achieve the lane pushing? Okay, then he's fine. Even if he dies, doesn't really matter.
Job success.
Yeah, and Witch Doctor trying to get the pull, but Tiny will not allow it. He's still sticking around. No way the creeps are leaving.
But yeah, Fortune's End into Echo Stomp, this ET Oracle.
Yeah,
Really nice.
showing a combo right there.
Very good stuff. While Ori in the mid lane, what we're looking at, even trade of farm pretty much up against Adriano's Brew. Has the Quelling Blade and melee attack damage advantage though over the DP, so maybe this gap extends a little bit, as they do also rotate the Clockwork in. Oh, really? An entire creep wave? Why? Don't mind if I do. Thank you very much, Mr. Clockwork.
Yeah, thank you. Nice contribution to the mid lane. That shall not be forgotten.
Oh, is Young 11 okay? Another pop of the Maledict brings him down to about 60 health, but he will be fine.
Yeah.
As he thinks about what he's going to do with this big old tree.
Yeah,
Deny out some creeps.
Smack some creeps. Having a good old time.
So who has the upper hand in these lanes so far?
I would say ViCi. I would say ViCi has an upper hand, because top lane, they're not actually making any plays now towards the Darkseer lane. They're just kind of conceding the fact that there is an Oracle and it's going to be tough to do anything. I still think they could have tried with the Clockwork, but now he's just resorting to mid. And the two side lanes, I feel, are being won quite heavily by ViCi. Because 10 CS on the Tiny, 8 on Jug.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't realize Juggernaut was actually that far behind.
That's the issue of playing against an aggressive player. Even if you might kill him, which they didn't, then you know, you're still struggling in farm.
Still having a few problems. Oh, problems. Oh, Courier 3 minutes. It auto upgraded.
Wow.
Oh,
That is a sad Clockwork.
He nearly had it outplayed by the DP. It looked like there was a little bit of pathing there where the DP did manage to kind of put it into a little nook, hide it away in a cranny of the tower.
Courier simply too skilled.
Yeah.
Get on its level.
Courier OP. Nerf its MMR.
You know, speaking of Courier, it gives way too much experience when you kill one. Like, it takes you... Like, if you're level 2.5, you level up and you have at least a quarter in on level 3 as well. It's...
And the global gold,
Of course, the gold is massive, which I feel like, okay, sure, it's a big gold gain, like a tower, but the fact that it gives you almost a level as well is insane.
Things get all sorts of crazy when killing couriers.
It is.
But look at this. Young 11 clearing out a jungle camp and taking down creep waves with him. Lanham, though, might have put himself a little bit too far forward.
Yeah, he should be going down.
A few more swipes of the Juggernaut.
Meanwhile, Tiny is like, I'll just take these creeps, throw away that little clockwork.
Get out of here. And Adriano, meanwhile, nearly dying mid lane to that rotation of Fenrir. But Ori, with only 2 points in the Crypt Swarm, not able just yet to bring the Brew down.
This is a really crippled laning stage. Look at the Darkseer's level 2.5 here. So
man.
He's actually doing a great job on Fenrir at shutting this down. And honestly, I don't expect him to be fine alone on Darkseer against that lane. Being against a Void Oracle lane is not easy. But I thought they were going to duel lane with him still. They kind of just gave up on Darkseer, and he's going to be in Struggle Town.
This is super obnoxious, this kind of global almost effect of Fortune's End and the Astral Spirit. Wait, oh, if Lanham puts his Spirit out, can you cast Fortune's End on it, do you know? It's an awkward question, I'm sorry for putting you on the spot.
I don't know that interaction for sure. Partly because we don't see any Oracle players anymore.
Yeah, I mean even ET is somewhat of a rarity.
Yeah. Yeah, ET gets played every now and then, but I can't remember the last time I saw an Oracle, you know. This is just a nice thing to witness, that they're actually playing it.
I mean, they're going in again onto Darkseer. Fortune's End is there with the Stomp.
Yeah, dealing good damage for sure.
Stopping him from farming, probably the most important thing there. Yeah. Drawing him away from creep waves while also pressuring Paparazzi into the tier 1 top lane. And then Young 11's in a 1v1 against the Juggernaut bottom lane. Look at each. He's just punching him with a tree over and over again.
He has power treads. This is disaster. Costabile will not be able to lane against the Tiny with power treads already.
Top lane. Paparazzi jumps in, thinking about this Chrono with the cask bouncing between himself and Lanham, though, forcing the stick. Gets the wand off, but Paparazzi unable to really latch onto a target here.
Yeah, they do have the Chrono, but not going to be able to do much to save his friends. Fenrir just going to get sold here. Cut your losses, get out.
Death Prophet's going in for a tower.
Yeah.
Paparazzi.
Oh, okay. Well, they're still going to get him, I believe.
Not sure.
The Spirits are sort of targeting the tower, unfortunately.
Oh, he dies. The ghosts come in, but now the Maledict. Ori, ViCi Gaming, what have you done? Diving in one by one, filtering through and just feeding away all sorts of
ViCi
gold.
ViCi had such a clear control on this game, but now, you know, Chrono, and then he kind of walked into it. I wouldn't even say Chrono his teammate there. He could have positioned a Chrono a little bit more to the left, but he wanted to cover a tower as well, is what he tried. But yeah, that was some strange mistake. Almost like they feel they need to make stuff happen, which was definitely not the case. They were fine.
And a deny on the tower.
Yeah, that really hurts. That really hurts their early game. So SG now kind of caught a little bit of a chance here to recover some control. Mid lane, they're trying to set up with a Brew ulti.
Soul Ring up on Darkseer at long last.
Minute 7 Soul Ring.
Minute 7 Soul Ring, level 4.5. While you look at the Tiny, he's got Soul Ring treads. Quelling, level 6 is coming. Juggernaut thinking about this Omni Slash, will go for it, gets the jump in, doesn't bounce to the range creep, fortunately for him. And Lanham unable to really hold them at bay. So
yeah.
A good kill on Tiny there by Costabile.
Yeah, that was an important kill for him as well. Everything turning up SG right now. And, you know, we see it again. The preservation of the raindrop, this time on Clockwork. He's pulling it in and saying, this is for later.
My urn.
My urn.
My urn. Must keep it safe.
Yeah. Oh, Tiny with the toss back. Pulling into tower. Well, the Titan gets 2 tower shots on it.
Big stomp.
But Tiny is the one who's actually out of position, though.
Still, they get that one kill. Maledict here onto Young 11. Disarmed.
Oh,
the heal.
Trying to save?
Fenrir.
I don't know if it can be enough, though.
No, I think he might just die to this last tick, and he will.
Yeah, that's a level 3 Maledict. Actually, it's not even close. He's so dead.
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
So things opening up for SG here. Getting the Juggernaut up on the board. Nice little kill there. A pick-off working out wonders for them. As Adriano's Brewmaster, it's going to be a super quiet game for him up until he uses his first ulti, but...
Also, not quite what you want to have if you're putting a mid Brewmaster. Normally, that's like, we're going to be more farmed than your typical offlane Brewmaster. But looking at him right now, he's pretty much an offlane territory level farm. Sure, he has 44 CS, but you would kind of want to dominate the lane with the Drunken Haze if you're going to put it mid, is what I feel. Else, kind of weird drafts.
I mean, you're talking about comparative farm. You look at the Darkseer. I mean, he's not offlane farm either.
Okay,
as they get the Chrono onto the Juggernaut. I didn't realize until you mentioned. I was like, I'll take a quick look at the board as well. And it's like, where's the Darkseer?
Yeah, you have to scroll down quite a bit.
All the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, Clockwork already overtaking the Darkseer in farm. That's
Elder Titan closing in. But here we go. Exorcism Chrono used for the Juggernaut kill. Transfer that into damage onto the tier 1 and likely a take as Young 11 swings up towards top lane to defend the tier 1 themselves.
Yeah, but they're aggressive. There. They want to go. They're surging in a Panda. He's tossed away again. Going in again.
Rocket Flare gives vision. Tree grabbed.
Young 11 doing great here, just staying alive as long as possible.
Another toss back onto the Darkseer. He's just buying.
He's now eating up. Oh my god.
So much space.
Yeah, this is really beautiful.
So they have TPs. Lanham is here.
Throw one more away. Throws him away. Look at this man.
And Stomp is coming.
He's not dying the way he should.
Young 11's just godly here. Now
he's
finally
kill.
Maledict is coming in. He's going to try and chase down the Darkseer. One more toss into a hit gets in the kill. Lanham gets healed up by the Oracle in the back, but Brewmaster Primal Split, the first one of the game, it feels like here, unable to really turn anything into gold as the Cyclone onto Tiny just
he's going to be spinning around there for a long time, and the Stomp is coming in. Oh my god, Young 11 is just
styling.
Yeah, he's just doing whatever he wants.
He really is just outplaying SG from every angle, while Paparazzi and Ori both farming these other lanes.
I'm sure Paparazzi just kind of A-clicked down the bottom lane and started watching like, wait, you were supposed to die like a good 45 seconds ago.
What are you doing up there, buddy?
Yeah.
What's happening?
A Young 11, like just beautiful stuff.
Tier 1 still alive.
I mean, he's showing how hard it can be to kill him there. If you don't close distance with everyone and he has the toss to throw him away, he's just gonna pass him on. And Brewmaster could have committed the ulti earlier, but he wanted to get in that clap first. He really did. And he did not have any of it, you know. Tiny just threw him away.
Oh, what's up now? Lanham farming jungle. Oh yeah. ET with a soul ring up and running. And Paparazzi, like you were mentioning, just shoved bot lane, found back into the jungle as he gets closer to that Battle Fury.
Yeah, I think that SG, they're a little bit in the think tank right now, what they should be doing. This is not the easiest situation. They're trying to push top with the Juggernaut, but again, he's matched up against the Tiny, who's not too weak against him. They try to kill bottom with a hook, but even if they got the hook, he would just time walk away.
And then you've got this kind of back and forth with the scaling of the teams, right? You look at the itemization of the Juggernaut, he's treads into Yasha.
Top.
They do have a lot of damage coming through onto the Maledict, but Young 11 tanky enough, it seems, to stay alive. As middle lane, they're aiming in onto Teolacor. Throw the Chrono in. Is this a kill, though? Damage from the Stomp and the Purifying Flames. Not quite enough just yet until Fenrir secures it now as Adriano moves in. No Primal Split for a good 15 seconds, so DP Exorcism Ghosts come out. Look for this tier 1 bring down. Costa BLA thinking about the spin to slow them a little bit. Ori chased back by the Juggernaut.
Wow.
But Lanham just holds them away.
Ori with a beautiful kill on the healing ward there. I can't believe he got that range. He just turned around, killed the healing ward, and ran away again. It looked like a super long range.
Little pirouette into super long snipe out. Adriano does have this Primal Split, so they keep their tower alive. Hookshot at the ready. Clockwork thinking about when he can go in. This is all room to maneuver here, it feels like, for ViCi, as they force the TPs, the rotations in towards the tier 1 mid. Now they can swing back to farm out on these side lanes a little more safely than maybe they should be able to.
Yeah, and right now Tiny just pushing out the bottom lane, then running back again. Just trying to force ST to split up, because right now it feels like ViCi, they're the ones who are scaling better, they're gonna get stronger, and of course they have cooldown on DP ulti, so just buying a little bit of time is gonna be all that you really want to do. And they're progressing nicely, you know, they're closing in on that Battle Fury for Void. Minute 13 with Power Treads and Aquila. Definitely not looking underfarm.
Nice silence.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Nice little value point. But yeah, the Juggernaut going for stat items, Battle Fury for Void, then you've got Brewmaster, who, sure, can go for like the Radiance build, but it's going to be a long, arduous climb for that. But in comes the Clockwork, catching DP. Nice silence though, stops the Omnislash, or at least slows it down to the Brewmaster with the preemptive split.
Oh, there
now
it
the
is.
False Promise. Fenrir saved his mate, or he's kept alive through all of this with the heals. It should be enough to get the DP out of danger with another nice stop
full
coming
HP.
through. Full HDP coming, yeah, no problem, don't mind if I do, as Tiny Bardino focused down but not dead just yet. The pushback
We can
off the
throw a
cogs
tree.
will get them alive, but Young 11, he's got a tree grab, a throw and a toss to go as he's going to chuck, no, doesn't throw the DP in, still trying to focus down this Juggernaut as they see him escape to the west. No one dead just yet, except a bunch of ultis.
Brewmaster
But,
in trouble.
Good chrono finally thrown into the mix here, will take down the mid-brew.
I think he didn't need to do that. Young 11 was close enough, and I don't know if they... Yeah, I mean, they have to realize that he doesn't have split anymore. They just used it in this fight, so I don't know why they commit to chrono there. But anyway, it's a kill. It's normally just... As long as you secure a kill with the chrono, it's sort of fine. And of course, just back to farming for Paparazzi now. They won't fight anyway when they just took a tower like that. It's better to split up. DP does want to go though. She has the ulti and Tiny is playing around her. They have the Oracle, 28 seconds for his ulti. That's really the next big timing, because then they can't kill the DP.
Yeah. It definitely feels like ViCi are trying to bait something here. You know, bait out over-aggression from a Brewmaster like Adriano's, let's say, as he gets absolutely nailed
Yeah,
by ViCi Gaming. But
that's a sad panda.
I was about to make the point that it feels like they try to bait SG up here to waste some cooldowns or some big spells, and then go back into Roshan. With the
Or
Exorcism.
just kill them.
But it looks like they've got different things on their minds. They're much more aggressive and much more tuned into how strong they are than I am, for sure, being pro players.
They understand their power spike right there with a tiny blink. They're using it so well. And now, of course, like I said earlier, you cannot kill this DP. There's no way she's gonna die when she has a 10 magic wand and an Oracle with ulti behind her. If you don't get in on the Oracle, you're not killing DP.
Killing Void is difficult as well, as it looks like Darkseer and Clockworks, they are going on a warding mission, but potentially trying to scout out the Void as he's farming. But Costabile's Juggernaut still pretty far behind in terms of items. Net worth-wise, it looks fine, but it's just these...
He needs to fight to get back into it, right?
Yeah.
Because he went for a Sanjiasha build, which I can't say that I've seen in a long time. Sanjiasha first on Jug.
Especially with treads.
With treads as well, yeah. I honestly do not like his itemization at all.
I didn't want to say that, but I'm glad you did.
I am completely against what he's doing here. But we'll see if he can get some value fights when he has the Sanjiasha just completed.
Yeah.
Then he has a moment there. But other than that, it's kind of a dead-end build where you don't farm very fast, but it's also not super strong right now like a Diffusal would be. Or a Shadow Blade, or, Yasha into the Shadow Blade, or whatever.
Or like a Drums or something,
Yeah, so... I don't know. I struggle to see the usefulness of it.
Well, the big scan came in from ViCi Gaming. They knew that people were swinging over towards bottom lane.
Oh, they got
Vision,
the Oracle!
though, catches the Oracle. They see him coming in as Fenrir forced to pop some spells on himself. Doesn't have a Force Staff to get out of the cogs, but the damage is not enough, and then jumps Young
dying.
11. Costabile is getting the kill back. No, the False Promise saved up. Fenrir gets it off barely in time as the Primal Split. It is here, looking for a kill, but it's so difficult to catch onto a target as the cogs trap him inside. Hold the other core. You've killed off Adriano, potentially, as Lanham turns back, swings a big old stapler into the head of the Brew. Young 11 arrives as over towards the southern side.
Killed Darkseer as
They
well.
killed off absolutely everybody, Waga.
Paparazzi with the bashes as well. Dude, they play that fight so well. I love the patience of Fenrir. He gets jumped by a Clockwork. He's playing Oracle. He has no items apart from Mana Boots. He's like, it's cool. I do not need to ulti myself. I know if I just W myself, I'm gonna be fine. They need to commit much more to bring me down. They try to get in there with a Brewmaster ulti to actually kill this Oracle, but no, he holds his patiently waiting with the ulti until Tiny is on like
10 HP.
Yeah, 10 HP, gets the save onto him. And of course, in the midst of all this, no one really manages to focus the DP. Oh, it was wonderful execution by ViCi.
Because they, with that ulti, they draw Juggernaut in deeper, so he's like, you feel compelled. You've gone so far in for that one kill onto a big Tiny that's like, I've got to go and secure this, so he goes in a little bit too deep. And then we had that kind of separation of the fight, right? Because DP and Void were both down here fighting, while everyone else was just in here for some reason. Just everyone's fighting inside the cogs, inside the trees. And ViCi also really well done.
You said that towards the end of the fight, right, or towards the end of your statement there, they were standing in the trees, like they were positioned in such a good way for that fight. The Oracle realizes this positioning needs to be crisp.
They hit a scan over here, and it turned red, so they knew there were players coming across. They didn't see anyone with this ward, I don't think, but this ward was super good from SG. They placed it down much earlier, knowing that in the next 2-3 minutes they're going to make a play around this bottom tier 1, and they saw the Oracle. Like, there were these kind of lead-up events that looked good for SG, looks good for SG, building up, and then they hit that wall, where ViCi are just over-farmed, over-skilled, they've got more levels than them.
Right now it's just quickly going out of control. I mean, 12,000 net worth advantage is massive, and like I said, this is kind of a dead-end build. So you don't really peak that strong. I don't really see the appeal of your single carries build, and we talked about it, that everything is on this Juggernaut's shoulder, and I'm not on board with this.
And now he's going back for Battle Fury.
Yeah. Definitely not the order I would have built the items.
No,
but, you know, I'm not trying to say this purely as a flame or anything. I'm sure he had something in mind, but this is, with the situation right now, it's not going to help him, his decision making.
Well, mass TP's out, as ViCi did have the other 2 lanes pressuring in. Of course, Aegis just claimed 6 minutes 45 until Aegis will be taken away, unless, of course, the Void dies. But with every ulti available in 9 seconds, with that Exorcism being the last one, it just feels like ViCi Gaming just have to push lanes across the river, or wait.
Yeah, look at where ViCi are farming, just super aggressively. They're having Paparazzi just farming under enemy shrine. He's going for possibly even attempted kill on top. Not gonna go for a Brewmaster, but if you see someone weaker, like a Clock, he could definitely afford to just solo chrono that and get a kill. And he can also just join up with his team right here. And that's an easy tower.
And they do have a Catapult coming in as well.
Yeah, Exorcism. And Nidoran for 1 hit, maybe?
Oh,
onto the tower?
Hey! Didn't get it.
Oh, it's timed out. Oh well.
Young 11 being prepped for his initiation. Ready, soldier.
Look at Juggernaut. He's coming in from behind. He wants to get the clean cut here, but he's actually going for the creep wave. Yeah, that's pretty big. Okay. So after that catapult dies, there's 15 seconds. They can still deal damage to this.
They've got creeps coming in. He didn't clear the full wave.
Oh yeah, he failed to. I guess he TP'd a little bit early with the spin.
Yeah, looks like it. As in comes Young 11. Chrono in onto 2 as well. Paparazzi catches the Void. They need the extra damage, though, from Earth Splitter and everything else, but Paparazzi's dead. The Aegis is gone. Now they need this DP to clean up house, and it looks like Ori is doing just that. Juggernaut, with the help of the Primal Split, pops out the Omni Slash to clear up Young 11. He's still alive, but finally will die as the wall is dropped in onto ViCi J's head. And now,
big fight for ST right here. They're holding her close. Gonna try and kill the DP finally now, the raid boss of this fight, but she is so tanky.
They just lack damage now. Primal Split's gone.
Void is still there. Not the easiest to take this fight. Oh, he's so slow,
with the Purifying Flames and the help of Lanham.
It's the time dilation. He had cooldown on everything, and yeah, he felt desperate to defend.
And Adriano, without his ulti, feels very, very, very useless. Can blink, can clap, but outside of that, not too much he can do as the Clockwork gets bashed up and slapped and killed. ViCi Gaming, absolutely dominant.
Yeah, they're looking to end it here. They're just taking this. They got the racks, forcing buybacks, and they're just staying. Look at this. The discipline move would be to back, but they're like, nah, you're so weak, we're going to kill you.
One more tap, and there's a dive back for Clockwork. Teolacore immediately dispatched as he returned to the game.
Paparazzi thinking if he can kill something else. Oh, that range creep, I'll take that. Thank you.
Gonna Manta away. Time walk out. Vacuum.
That's kind of funny. Getting healed by Oracle when you have Maledict on you is kind of a...
Feels weird, man.
It's a poison apple, that one.
Yeah, it sure is. Well, Young 11 now with a full Echo Saber and 2,500 gold saved up. He's got Daedalus queued, but... We'll see about that one.
Why not? Why not? I mean, he is so strong with this Echo Saber. He's double hitting and doing tons of work in every fight. I don't see why not for him, for sure. maybe he should respect that there is a lot of control and BKB would allow him to do more work, but he has status resistance, right? That's the thought process of every Tiny player. Perhaps he will go for a Shadow Blade instead, or maybe he just commits for this.
Just get the Daedalus.
Yeah. Go crit.
Big hits and
big
crits.
red numbers.
Oh, look, a dagger for the Void.
This is quite common when you have normally one more item first, though. Like, I would prefer to see a Diffusal first, perhaps.
Yeah.
But this is still very strong. The initiation range. With the Elder Titan in your team, you don't really need much more. If he catches the Brewmaster, that could be a fight over.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, Jug before Spin, Brew before Split.
Yeah, and they don't have any save in their team. They have Healing Word, sure, sustainability.
They have Clockwork, Hookshot, and Cogs.
Yeah, well, at least... Oh, is he gonna bash? Yeah, of course he does.
Oh my god!
See, that's why you buy Blink. So you can Blink first, hit bash, of course.
Jeez Louise. Can't believe that happened. Blink ready for Young 11. Avalanche and toss up into the air, throw the tree, and down goes the Witch Doctor.
Throw the Witch, throw the tree, toss everything.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, he got him.
And now with 2 lanes pushing into this Radiant base, SG, they're cutting waves, they're trying to get anything out of this map to slow and delay.
Simply not enough. They have creeps already. You have to come back and defend, and it's not going to be easy, but they need to pull it out somehow.
Inevitable hordes of ViCi Gaming heroes breaking the ramp. And racks are falling here. ViCi looking to close out game 1. SG holding on for dear life as Juggernaut. Well, he's close to his Battle Fury. Sanjin Yasha might be able to help out here.
That's not what you want to hear when you're about to lose the game.
Oh, we've lost another lane of racks, have we? Well, my Battle Fury's nearly here.
250 more gold, I got it.
I'll clear the super creeps, guys, don't worry.
Yeah.
Hookshot, sick, catching a good target. Fenrir, the one to be trapped in the cogs. He's going to put the Fate's Edict on himself to save him for a little bit longer. But now the False Promise will arrive, and Fenrir just baiting out a time.
Yeah.
It's time wasted and expended here by SG to kill an Oracle.
Yeah, he dies in the end. He tried.
When he respawns, his ultimate's back.
That's true.
Perfect
It's not a very long. Yeah, he times it with his death.
Yeah.
That's a true Oracle.
He knows. He just knows.
Of course. Well, right now, they need to try and look to get something more. They still have every ulti apart from Hookshot. And now is the best time before ViCi Gaming are grouped. It's not the easiest, though, because they're all playing really careful. And they're not looking to get caught out. They're trying to get a tier 1 tower. At least that will be worth something.
If that stomp lands and DP gets the deny, I rage quit. I mean, maybe now anyway, with a nice Chrono coming in. Do they have the damage to finish off the Juggernaut? Can he get Omni Slash off? Oh, he's silenced up! The DP catches him! Now dead without buyback as the Brewmaster split is doing work, but they don't have the follow-through damage as this big old splitter coming in from downtown LATAM clears up another 2. The post is dead to rights. It's a triple kill for Ori. Makes damn sure that ViCi Gaming will get a team wipe here. Brewmaster the last to fall, and ultimate kill for DP.
They got the Void.
They sure did.
They did get him. But then you have the other course. GG gets called by Liposa. Game is over. And even though it's 11-24, I would say this was in a very dominant fashion by ViCi Gaming. One big slip up on the top lane that almost could have cost them a little bit of control there. Definitely uncharacteristic for their team, I would say, even the way they tried to go behind that tier 1 tower and miscommunicated.
It felt like we're so strong, nothing can go wrong kind of deal. Like, oh, we've got ultis.
It was too early to really feel like you should force it like that. Even if you get a kill, it's like 18 seconds death time or something at most at that time.
I mean, after that, Ori was like, I'm not doing anything stupid ever again.
He had one dumb depth. He's like, okay, sorry team.
Yeah.
I will not die again. And honestly, he didn't even get Oracle ulti that often. It was mostly a threat of him getting ultied that made it so he could play aggressive.
Once
that I remember, yeah. So that changes the way you have to play around the DP entirely, and that almost is as if he's being ultied, you know, and then you ulti someone else.
The threat of the black hole, the threat of the false promise.
Yes, that is a very
dynamic,
true concept.
Sort of paradigm shifting, just one hero pick, you know, changes the dynamic of the game and how you play it. As Paparazzi, top 1, Ori, top 5.
Yeah.
ViCi Gaming,
decent player.
Yeah, 1 game away from progressing. Get best of 3, of course. So game 2 coming up in just a second. SG, a couple more lifelines potentially here as we'll take a short break and come back and see what happens, because we've had some quick games and quick series, maybe this will be the one that goes the distance. But we'll take a break for now.